with Lau. Right, it's probably not going to be... Yeah, it's not going to be Chameleon to start out.
No Chameleon. I was
right into it.
A little scared at how comfortable Wise was against Hourglass in Winners Finals. Because in the end, he was like kind of freestyling a little bit. In how he was freely applying his game plan.
Yeah.
And pressure.
Felt very strong in just all aspects of the game. Neutral was his, pressure was his defense was great.
This final combat energy. Hitting a little different. Hourglass. Trying to do this from the loser's side. One of these players is making the big one. Teleport, not working out. Hourglass covering every option with the stand ones.
And that was actually extra damage because of those little hits. Cute. All right, well, look, we said that there needs to be a change. Change there is. He's definitely much more active when it comes to that up-close stuff. And, I mean, change is starting out with Kung Lao as the cameo rather than Chameleon. Again, not that Chameleon's weak. Obviously, we all know that she's one of the best in the game, but the way that mileena Lau synergizes and that Hourglass feels comfortable with it makes total sense.
And I feel like Hourglass has only been playing mileena Chameleon, at least competitively, for less than a week. Maybe only 2 weeks. Versus mileena Lau that he has like almost a year of just straight match after match in these settings with. The comfortability's there too.
Yeah, of course.
The full hold. And he got away with it too. All Hourglass of Rain. He's the one looking unfazed this time.
Oh, he looks great. He's got the low hats to help him control space. He'd love to back off and get another one. That's exactly what he does. Wise relentlessly moving forward. Oh, yeah. Okay, counter hit. So Wise tried to do something this time. That might have chip killed him, even if he had blocked. So it's a really good idea by Hourglass of Rain to go up in the sky and make that happen. You don't know when she's going to let go. If you have life, you can armor, but, you know, Wise did not have life.
We saw him interrupt the startup of it close to the end of their previous encounter where he set up the Lau hat. He jumped back and started it up, and he air fireballed it. And there, getting some valuable information at least in that his biggest anti-air grounded tool, which is that advancing volcanic eruption, didn't anti-traded. As we move on to more answers as the set progresses. He's down 1-0 on this one. Those EX Dragon Kicks also were a big factor in their first set.
Yeah, they really cut off a lot of stage. So far, not quite as much of a factor. Wise away. See how he didn't really even contend up close? Seemed more comfortable to back off. I don't know if that's the decision he would have made previously.
Mistimes the sweep. Delayed wake up by Wise. A big old punish here. The forward four comes a knocking an Hourglass. He got eaten up by a lot of meaty forward fours in their last encounter. Wonder if he's just getting a little too aggressive on the wake ups too. Loose forward four. One of the best things in this game. It's saying, no man, you're just not gonna do something when you wake up. Back throw, yes. Taking it for a ride. And I have zero clue why he came off a meter right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if that was the only special move that was quick enough to hit the end of the combo, but I don't know if I don't know. They do say on the streets, David, that you do gotta spend money to make money, and I feel like that is the case when it comes to meter in this game.
I've heard that. Grab! Wow, Hourglass had a really specific read against that. That was sick. Seems like an anti-block shimmy. Again, chases. The dragon does the work. Both of them spinning at it. Same idea.
I guess I can get underneath that one. That's Wise the corner. Wise has had a couple of attempts to like dash block those Lau hats and has been unsuccessful. And needing some hit advantage. Hourglass, woo, called out gorgeously on something you don't see every day. Following the Lau hat and then air fireball. for a sequence sweep.
Outside of... Shutting off Wise's approach yet again. Here we go. Punches right into the midsection. All right, Wise. Oh! And the footsies are there too. Hourglass is killing it.
Right back at you, he says. Anything you can whiff, I can whiff better.
Relentless forward movement though by Wise. And now he's got to walk forward again. Walk. Walk.
Oh, the
walk.
menacing walk down. And oh, he menacingly walked into the overhead. Finally called out by Hourglass. And that's also kind of a mix-up when you're interrupting a lot of your opponent's forward movement with low pokes. Now you throw in, you know, a completely new mix and a completely new layer of, I'm going to try this and just implement forward dash overhead and start interrupting it that way, just to add on some more madness to the mix.
Again, it can't always be backwards movement. The way that the backwards movement is tied together is with forwards movement into things like overhead, low, grab. That's why the opponent has to respect your backwards movement, is because you could move forward at some point. And Hourglass has picked these like perfect moments throughout this set so far to do that. There's definitely no such thing as just running away in this game. You got to move forward too.
He has lived the life of trying his best to get back until he has at least one Lao hat, but then he'll mix in that one miraculous, I'm going to do this with nothing just because you're least expect it. And there's the resource generation of the Lao hat before he makes his move.
Hourglass saves the bar. Come off of here? Yes. And having seen Wise spend the resource, he came off his own. Oh, Stan went into ball? Man, what a buffer. Oh, it's all working out. HourglassOfRain lost to Wise 3-0 in winners finals. He is threatening to 3-0 in the first set of grand finals here.
I'm almost blushing a little bit because that was so good what he did, where he put him at a range where he could stand buffer his roll, and that's so gross and so good at the same time.
It was like the perfect spot.
Getting crazy on this Hourglass. Ooh, gonna shut down the second hit. Only 100 damage for that bar. And a quick micro duck.
Oh, this could be a lot. No, only had the one bar. Still pretty good though.
I fell for it. Moves up enough firepower here with the bar.
That was great.
Wise. So clutching that one, stood his ground. Oh, the Lao hat is still there and active.
Cool.
The built-in anti-air. What's up, Brian? When he needs it the most, it's there for him.
All right. The relentless walk. Blue's got a pretty sick walk animation, actually. That's cool.
He's like got his arms locked and loaded, ready to go.
Oh, he's in big trouble. Anything's gonna chip. HourglassOfRain resets 3-0 over WIZEGEMIMI, who had sent him down to losers by 3-0 before. So complete change by HourglassOfRain. Looked so much stronger in every aspect. His distance game into up close pressure game. The setup game is looking sick. The conversions are great. He's denying some of what Wise has had in the previous set, like, you know, putting out EX Dragon, that kind of stuff to sort of cut off the screen, which worked before, not working in this set.
And so much more forward movement because his complete change in game to just back away a lot more than we saw with the Chameleon, right? Not necessarily, we didn't see any of it, but we see it almost primarily because that's what the game plan is all the time with the Lao. No second guessing it whatsoever. It's 24/7 harassment.
All right, what do you got?
And it's worked. Because Wise was far easier, which is not a word, able to close the gap in their first interaction.
Wise was worried that was going to get blocked, I guess.
Yeah, teleport worked the first time, but 0 times since.
Oh, dude. Getting deleted. Oh man, that was fast.
Off his own timeline? That's messed up.
Come on.
No. You'll get snapped off your own timeline.
The bar is gone. And whereas in the previous set, well, in the winner's final set, I should say now, it felt like those EX dragons from farther away were effective. Again, they were like cutting off the screen, they were denying movement. It feels like now they're just him not having bar for breaker.
Yep.
Right? Like it doesn't feel like they're leading to anything. And that's on Hourglass of Rain to just change up what's happening when.
First, Lau hat forward mix blocked correctly too. Follow up, Flawless blocked itself. From Hourglass, who's starting to really catch the extra momentum, which is post reset here. And that's gonna be it.
Still going. Yes, sir.
We saw a reset earlier in East and momentum completely shift again. But it looks like we're still riding up to the top of the Hourglass of Rain roller coaster right now. 4 straight for this young man who's looking to pull off just madness. Just utter madness if he's able to make it in 2 final combat this way.
So we gotta win 2 more games to make it happen.
Needs a big turnaround.
Yeah.
Has not even tempted or even here thought about risking the havoc.
Yeah, it
Lau.
doesn't seem like it would be the right call.
Be a sovereign, Empress, not a tyrant.
And again, he did win 3-0 the first time that they played in this top 8, so obviously he can do it. Question is, what does he change to get back to that? Well, if your opponent's reacting to your projectiles with that, I mean, good luck.
That's right. Forward 4 stagger's not working out quite as much either. And it's Hourglass was pulling him to the corner. There's all these 1-2s with Wises. A couple of Ip Man punches that are choreographed perfectly, getting the hits. Double Lau hat. And that lasts so long that it itself kind of weathers the storm for mileena. Because you see him go for that a lot when he sees Lau hat too. You saw it on the winner side.
Yeah,
again.
Right. Anti-Lau hat, interestingly. Hey! Didn't believe in the rest. Here comes Wise. And he's gonna look to seal around. But still, I mean, still a lot of work to do.
That he does.
Hey, get north 5. Ooh, nice
on the
work.
board's on the board. I love that the
Yes.
Mortal Kombat logo is like forever burned into the dock here now.
Oh,
and
man,
that the rest of the dock didn't burn.
Oh, because it's wood? Yeah, alright, fair enough.
But look at that. Dragon logo's just there.
You know, if you're the god of fire, I guess you get to decide. Wow, that is incredible. Alright, Hourglass. On reaction, just completely denying Wise's ability to control.
Hasn't let him have a full screen game. Hasn't let him have an up close game. Back throw stops the bleeding. Even if you tech the throw, the teleport comes out and kind of gives him a meaty setup. One of the dirtier things that Lu Lau has.
Yeah, it's cool. He tried to press buttons. And again, think back to when we've seen Wise have success. He has had those really late staggers. He's had really funky timings. He tried it there and it was blown up. No meter to get more.
He's another.
Flawless!
Oh,
That was
this
the first time
time.
we've seen that string ender in, I don't know, this set? Your last set?
First time we saw the punish too.
Yeah, I mean, right. The first time we saw the ender, it was flawless and punished. Again, there's that forward movement that really seals together the backward movement.
And he started the forward movement when he didn't have the Lau. So it really keeps you thinking of, is he only going to back away when he doesn't have Lau?
Right.
The whole time.
Not get formulaic. Here comes the anti-air. All right. Hourglass
We've
this time
snapped before
quickly
about
off of
Wise.
it. You know, that's the first real big risk I can recall him taking in quite a number of games. Wise makes him pay.
Should be the round, and
the
yes.
game. Okay.
Okay, this is a completely different match all of a sudden because now that reset doesn't really matter mentally, especially right now. We look at the set as 1-1, and that is simply it right now for these players in this moment. So much is at stake. Trip to Canada, a shot at over $200,000.
Mm-hmm.
With how much has been on the line in these online qualifiers already? $2,500 per online qualifier, $5,000 a night. Big stuff across the pro comp.
I know the legends.
2 games away are both of these players.
They are basically playing a 1st to 2 to see who gets into that final combat. You know, after playing 8 other games. There's that back and forth. Why? It's much more active. Well, there you see part of why he hadn't been quite as active.
Hourglass did that so quickly, too. He's like, okay,
Yeah.
done.
Quit it. Yeah.
After Stamo's got checked, there was a conversion there, and Wise has consistently been checking him in some hit advantage situations there, full screen that, as we said, was working a lot in their earlier sets, but hasn't gotten as many hits here in this one.
Yeah. Went in, set it up again.
You can dust yourself off and try again is that setup in a nutshell. That's crazy. Good for him, and second time that we see Wise do that a little bit later than usual. Looking for some disrespect.
I want to go to the air. This is all Hourglass. Into setup again. Into low. There had been so many overheads, of course.
False block, not gonna matter whatsoever. The 3 bars of meter, not gonna matter whatsoever. No last breath for you. It's gonna be an incorrectly blocked Psy, and it is match point, tournament point, final combat point coming into this next one for HourglassOfRain through all the trials and tribulations that have been these brackets through the loser side. Heck, he was at elimination point quite a while ago, even on the lower side of things against King Gambler. This has been the story of combat tonight. WIZEGEMIMI with the, Cinderella run through winners. Still has a shot here. Still 2 games away. Only 2 games away.
I think that's got to be the mentality. It's not far away. And we see moments throughout the last couple of games where he's got some control back.
The next prison to host.
But there are other moments where he gives in too, like throwing too many of the fireballs and getting airballed in on, and then, you know, the snowball happens and it's good night. Just not a lot of margin for error. I feel like that's the first low one that I've seen in I don't know how many games.
Once you got in the range too, Hourglass through the mix immediately versus checking him. A bit of a different changeup. We still gave gave Wise the corner. Back throw still as lethal as ever. It's a matchup specific thing where back throw is the one that puts you back here
Right,
for the most damage. And with enough advantage to keep some pressure going. Hourglass does reverse his fortunes though.
Well, and he does break. Okay, I just built it. Here's that forward movement from Wise. As Hourglass waits for Lau. All the way to the corner. Lau. Okay, oh no! Only the one.
Can move to punishment. Does he come off a fatal blow here? The scaling is horrendous, but I think it's gonna be close. I think it just might be enough.
Man. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'm a liar.
I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
He's got to go up in the sky still.
Oh,
what do you got?
man.
Oh, not even
Absolutely
close.
horrendous.
Chip, and that is enough. Oh, wow.
High risk play by WIZEGEMIMI right there. A flawless block, maybe even a counter poke. I don't know if that the startup is a mid, but whew. Calculated kill.
Here's Wise setting up his own. Slowly towards the corner. And whenever it feels like Hourglass is getting too close to the corners, when he battles. Just like that. Huge damage. Into setup yet again. Oh, he's looking to steal this round. Wise. Not worth spending. The breaker, it's match point, it's tournament point for HourglassOfRain to qualify for Final Combat. Here's the chance.
Went away for the young gun. This is his first real competitive game. Went to his first offline tournament ever just a couple of weeks ago. Did Hourglass looking to become a Final Combat contestant with one more. Wise trying to send us to a final game, trying to get there himself. And oh my goodness, with a swing like that, we just might be there. Sensational. As we get to the other corner, Wise comes and knocking with the forward force. The quick stagger into the stand one grab, and that's it. Game over. 2-2 final game for Final Combat. It cannot get any closer or better than this. Wise has fought and scrapped his way to this moment right here. What a final round right there. Talk about composure. He just defined it.
Suddenly he had this offense that was just coming out of nowhere. Forward movement constantly. The brave walk was there. The throw strike mix-up game was there. Big time. He made it count. It just felt like we hadn't seen that in a while. And yet here it is. It's back. And it's 2-2. What else could it be in this tournament where there had been so many 3-2s? There had been already 7 3-2s in this top 8. Incredible number. Grand Finals, second set, same thing. Next game, whoever wins, Final Combat's the reward.
Rain off to the strong start.
Too.
And Wise has the resources to fully capitalize off the micro duck. This is all Hourglass here. Still on top. Wow. The success rate.
Yeah, he's got so many life bars in
overhead.
total. If you think about how much damage he's done over the past like 9 games.
Yeah, with that alone, like 6 health bars worth total puts him on another one here. It's tournament point. He took that one evisceratingly, and the interruption of the Lao Hat gives Wise breath.
Lao had gotten hit too, so there was no big breaker out of that. What a read! Okay. An Hourglass backs off. He'd love to get his hat out. Here comes the low one. He can get his own. Yes. Into the setup right away.
It's almost like you have to give him that 160 damage for that setup.
The timing on that attempted EX Dragon was perfect. It was just as Lao came back, and that you may think was when mileena would bring it out. Not quite. Here comes Hourglass now.
Another call to the
into
forward
Oki.
movement, the 1-2, and he has to break, even though it was about to be the ender. He didn't want to deal with the hard to block. Well, there it is, and it's Hourglass. He's going to take it and take NA West online. He is your champion, and that young man is going to Final Combat. Congratulations.
GG's! What a couple of sets out of HourglassOfRain. To have lost to Wise 3-0, and then to have taken the first set of that Grand Finals 3-0, doesn't get any better than that.